Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monday night. It's me, Alan Patterson, and I'm joined in the booth by my good friend Nick Hodgson. We are coming to you live from Kyalami for the final round of the F3 series, the 2021.2 season for SimRace South Africa. Nick, how are you, sir?
Good evening, Alan, and good evening, everybody. Welcome. The last round of simGP here for the 2021.2 season. Can you believe it? We're already at the end of the year.
Indeed.
Just on the cusp of December. And what a time to be at Kyalami, hey, Alan?
What an awesome track, obviously, to also finish the season on. And yeah, I mean, my home track. I love Kyalami. There's been a lot of racing and a lot of action going on there. But for the single-seater season to end at Kyalami, it's going to be an awesome race, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a really great race. These little RSS, Formula RSS V3s, or sorry, 3 V6s, I always get that name confused. But these cars are wonderful to drive around here. A couple of times that the rear end wants to step out on you, but really quite a pleasure to drive around Kyalami.
Awesome. Yeah, I was reading some of the comments. Guys are talking about where to and where not to use DRS, and with the track being wide open, it allows the guys to run it at will, but it's not recommended, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a bit like Ottawa that we had earlier in the season, which caught a few people out. But I must say this track is a lot easier to drive than Ottawa in terms of managing your DRS. So for those of you a little confused what we're talking about, Kyalami, the mod for set of Corsa, does not have DRS zones built in. So it means with these cars, you can use DRS literally anytime you want. So it's completely up to the drivers to see how they manage things.
Got you. Right. Well, there we go. We're going to have a little bit of a break until they get into the start of official quali. So while the systems are processing, Nick and me are going to go through our various additional bits and pieces. Weather. Let's bring that up firstly. So
let's have a look at the weather.
4 o'clock afternoon race, light clouds at the Highveld, Kyalami, 28 degrees Celsius ambient, road temp of 25 degrees. It should still provide some good racing, Nick.
Yeah, so with the track at 25 degrees, I mean, obviously for Kyalami, for Johannesburg in the summer, that's not particularly hot at all. But let me tell you, these soft tires on these cars are going to be absolutely cooking. So I expect guys to do maybe 1, maybe 2 laps on soft tires for quali. But then I do not expect anything other than mediums and hards for the race. Of course, you might hear a little bit of thunder and lightning in the background of my audio, and that's because up in Johannesburg it is currently an almighty thunderstorm. So it's certainly much sunnier out on track. But
awesome.
To be honest, these guys can't really complain about these temperature conditions. They're quite good for a race.
Excellent. Good. Next thing we're going to bring up where we are, for those of you who aren't aware, this is the circuit, the updated circuit that has been modified. Couple of changes from the old circuit, and when Porsche themselves took the track over, reverted the names back to the original track names, Crowthorne, Yuxke, Barbecue, etc. With 2 or 3 new corners, the Crocodiles Corner, Cheetah and Ingwe, but otherwise that's the track as we know it. Anti-clockwise circuit, but should suit these cars very well. Very high speed flowing circuit.
Yeah, absolutely, and flowing in a nice way as well. It doesn't really put huge pressure on your tires, particularly your front tires. So when you have a hard left-hander, for example, it tends to be followed by a right-hander just to give the tires a little bit of time to cool off. Of course, the track, as you say, now owned by the OTV group, but the new layout, I know a few people have been a bit iffy. Some, no, not all everybody likes change, but I must admit I'm a fan. I do like the new layout.
Yeah.
Down into Crowthorne, one of the corners that has changed since the revision. Always quite a nice tricky corner to the Yuxke sweep. Not too many overtaking opportunities around there, but of course into Crowthorne, big overtaking opportunity.
Yes.
You know, in the slipstream. Barbecue, if you get a nice run out of Barbecue, there's definitely an opportunity to provide a little bit of hassle to the guy in front of you. Through Sunset, wow, what a corner in these cars, I must
Indeed.
say. What a corner. And then Clubhouse Bend, I always find quite tricky, a little bit off camber in the wrong way. Oh, off camber is always in the wrong way, but you know what I mean. A little bit off camber. Camber likes to throw these cars out, and you must watch for these cars running onto those out further than the curbing generally allows. Even though there is some concrete out there, actually what happens is the car bottoms out, and it's very, very, very difficult to control, get back on track. So watch out for that through Clubhouse.
So the curbs are sitting quite high up on that part of the track, Nick.
Yeah, Clubhouse and Barbecue definitely on the exit there.
Okay.
So watch out for that. S's, not too bad, not too much. As long as you've closed your DRS, not too much should go wrong through the S's. It's quite an epic thing to do, but once you've got the hang of it, I feel like the S's aren't too much of a big deal. And then up the hill towards Leocop, you want to get a nice run out of the S's. And then you're up and over the hill, of course, absolutely blind for the drivers. There used to be a tree that you had to watch out for in real life as your braking point.
So. Yeah.
But that's certainly where you aimed your car at, but not quite here in the sim world, but all good. Leo Cop, and then down the mine shaft, and you wouldn't believe it, DRS wide open all the way down the mine shaft, all the way through to the crocodile. So even through that left hand kink, you can have the DRS flat open if you are brave enough. And then into the crocodiles, of course. I really struggle always through the crocodiles to get that braking point right. But yeah, quite a good overtaking opportunity there. Cheetah, that is commitment corner central right there. You got to just ease off the throttle a little bit, chuck the car in, and hope you got some grip. And finally, you got Ingwe just to round the track off, and then back over the start finish line.
Awesome. Okay, well there we go. That's a descriptive round the track from Nick, and now we're going to go straight into his video, and we'll watch what it looks like from in car. So sit tight. Here we go.
Alright, good evening everybody, and welcome to the final round for the 2021.2 Sim Race SA GP series. We are of course in the Formula RSS 3 V6 once again for the final time for quite a while. I think we are at Kyalami. We go flying across the lap, and DRS wide open 6th gear, running into the limiter. Could have probably done with changing those gear ratios a little bit. Braking hard down into Crowthorne 2nd gear, getting back on the power Yuxke sweep, just flicking the DRS on for a little bit, but still making sure we can carry that speed through Barbecue. You want to close the DRS a little bit early, so you make sure you line yourself out nicely for that. Right, here we go through Sunset. Really fun corner this. DRS was wide open entering, then you flick it closed just as you enter Clubhouse Bend. 3rd gear, a little bit of a frustrating corner, but carry the speed again. All about carrying the speed through here, through the S's as well. Get on the power nice and early and fly all the way up the hill, flicking the DRS once again as you come up and over, looking to enter the mine shaft at Leocorp. Turning in hard, 2nd gear, get on the power, keep the track nice and narrow there, make the line as short as possible down the mine shaft. DRS wide open, even through the bottom of the mine shaft here. Keep the brave pedal down. DRS wide open, slam shut as we go into crocodiles. 2nd gear, watch out, the car can get very squirrely on the exit here. And here we go through Cheetah, fling the car in there. Absolutely have faith in your downforce, and hard on the brakes for Ingwe as we cut in nice and tight. And back on the power, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, DRS open and across the line for 128.233.
Awesome. Right, there we go. That was the on track from Nick. I think from what I saw from that video, the immense amount of speed and the momentum that you're carrying through the corners. And yeah, listen, coming down mineshaft and through the bottom of mineshaft with the DRS open, it's a you got to have big brass ones there, Nick.
Yeah, it's quite an experience, and yeah, it's seriously enjoyable as well. So I'm a little jealous of these guys tonight. I think they're going to have a lot of fun. But yeah, I see Adrian Nell has put in an absolute stonker of a time at 27.8. That is unbelievable.
Right, Nick, we're up with the race standings as it stands. You should be seeing them now.
Yes.
Give us
Yeah,
some feedback.
so Adrianel, of course, our resident Namibian, has absolutely dominated this season at for the simGP. So he has, in fact, wrapped up the championship tonight. So remember, 6 rounds, 1 drop round, but he cannot actually be overtaken. Even if he doesn't finish the race, he will, at worst, win the championship by 2 points, I think
Wow.
it is. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's been absolutely dominant this season. Really fantastic to see Adrian taking things to the next level. But we do have a few people. So you see Joshua van Rensburg, Corne Breert, and then we've also got who's this? Marius Skuman, Philip Minard, and Gerard Pretorius, all kind of in the mix for second place. So we could have all sorts of things happening. I know you see Raymond Duggan, Sas van der Westhuizen, but those other 3 that I mentioned, you can see there, Marius in 11th, 10th, Philip 11th, and Gerard 12th. They've all had zero rounds, so they've all had actual drop rounds. So they, have, with the good results here, will be jumping up the leaderboard tonight.
I get it.
And as we go through the race, we will, of course, talk about the permutations and how things look, and we'll give you all the updates there.
Sounds good. Right, now we have some very big news for you.
Big news.
Big news. Go, Nick, go.
Right, okay, so next season, chaps, it is almost upon us already. January is when the Sim Race SA 2022.1 season will kick off, and of course, we will have to announce what's going to be happening, and that is exactly what we're going to do tonight for the GP season. We are going to stick with Race Sim Studio as a sort of provider for the mod, but we are in fact moving away from the what is effectively a Formula 3 car that we have now been running for about 4 seasons, maybe even 5 seasons. So the guys are pretty used to this car by now. But what we're looking to do is shake things up, and in fact, the guys at RSS, they have launched a car called the Formula RSS Supreme, which is a fantastic sounding name and a fantastic car as well. So single seater, big surprise obviously, but no DRS, Alan. So there's going to be absolutely no DRS. Of course, Assetto Corsa and DRS can not be friends every now and again. So what we've done is we've decided to take a car that instead has push to pass.
PSP, that's it, right?
Push to pass. This is gonna be a game changer, right? So you will get, as a driver, you will get a certain number per race. So per race, none in qualifying. Per race, you will get, I think, I stand to be corrected here, but I think it is 15. I'll have to look up. I can't see on the stats at the moment, but I think it's 15 uses, which gives you an extra boost to try and either overtake someone or, and this is the key, prevent being overtaken, right? So somebody's in your slipstream, hit your push to pass, and try and prevent somebody from overtaking you. But you only have a certain number.
And how long does it last, Nick?
It lasts about... Actually, I should say the recharge is 60 seconds. The actual use is around 20 seconds, I think.
All right, good.
So it's not too long, but good enough. If you're going down a straight, a long straight, it's going to give you a really nice boost down there. The car itself has peak power of 550 horsepower, so it's no slouch in a straight line, let me tell you. And it only weighs 670 kgs. So really, this
power
thing
to weight ratio is
flies.
through the roof here.
Oh, through the roof, Alan. Absolutely through the roof. And it's sized very like a modern F1 car, a little bit smaller, but in the same sort of vein. So the wheelbase is 3.1 meters, and the front track is about 1.5, rear track also about 1.5, give or take a few millimeters in all of that lot. But so it's fairly large vehicle for a single seater. But it is exceptionally fast, and I tell you what, Alan, is an incredible machine to drive. It is so forgiving. These Formula 3 cars that we see here today are much more difficult to drive. So anybody out there who's thinking, this single-seater thing, maybe I must give it a go, next season is absolutely the time to jump in, because really, this car is a honey to drive, I tell you what.
Well, it sounds fantastic, and to go with that, we've got a quick video for you, so... Before qualifying runs out, let's quickly run this video and see what it's all about. Sit tight. How cool was that? And to boot,
Right.
they were on Kyalami. Nick, that car looks fantastic, man.
Yeah, I think RSS have played an absolute blinder with it. I can't wait to go racing. And from what I've experienced, and obviously this is just initial testing, to me it feels like the effect of following someone, the loss of downforce, is less than these Formula 3 cars even. So I think we could be in for some seriously close racing
So
next year.
closer racing then. Sounds good. Sounds good. Right. We have eaten away at 12 minutes of qualifying. So without further ado, 1.5 minutes left. We do have Adrianel at the sharp end of the stick with the 127.8. Currently watching Mr. Pretorius, who is 3.5 tenths back. But as you say, all the main contenders are right here. Young Joshua van Rensburg, he's here. Marius Skuman is here. Philip Minna.
Have a look at Corne Briet, who's currently down in 13th, but he's over a second up on his delta. So
Got you.
expect
Here
this
we
man
go.
to do some big things.
So this should be a quick lap as he heads up into Leocorp. Also, just going to take this chance quickly to say hello and welcome everybody on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us this evening, and thanks awesome for all the awesome comments. Grand to have you guys with us, and great that you're enjoying the quality of the stream. Yeah, Corne Briet,
Corne
1.5
Briet now.
seconds. Wow.
Look at this. Going to be 2 seconds up. He's absolutely flying. Almost loses it through Cheetah there. Ingwe, let's go. Corne, get on the power. Oh, a little bit of a slide. You see what I mean? These
He's
cars
still
like
good.
to bite on the exit.
That's 2
There you go,
seconds.
2 seconds.
Oh no.
Wow.
He went 2 positions. Wow. Right. So Pollard 127.8, Cornet 129.8. So 2 seconds off the pace. I'm sure he's still got room to move as far as timing goes.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much time in quali. Only 15 seconds left. I see Corne Briet suddenly disconnected. What's happened there? Hopefully he can get back in.
Hopefully.
But I see Sean Vevager, he has improved his time as well a little bit. Nice little improvement there. And Philip Minnar as well in 5th place. Just edging. Look how close he is to Van Rensburg. Look at that. That's like 0.02 of a second.
That is 0.581 versus 0.583 as we reach overtime. So let's see who's on a quick lap. Philip just went over the line, so this lap will count. And he is just up. He's on his delta. Ronald Childs, no, he's come out the pit, so he's not going to make it round. Byron Thompson, he's also finished his laps. Bradley Taylor, he's 2.5 tenths down, so he's not going to improve. Raymond Duggan, he is up. He's 2.5 tenths up as he comes through Crocodiles. So
Good man.
Raymond Duggan in 10th place. This should help him improve.
Fly through Cheetah. There you go. Nice.
The sense of speed through there with these cars must be mind-blowing.
Oh, it's incredible. Oh, just gets Ingwe wrong. Ran a little bit deep into there. Lost a 10th, but he will gain a 10. He's going to get 10th up. There we go. You see, if he hadn't made that mistake, he would have taken Sas van der Westhuizen.
Oh, Cornet got stuck in a sand trap, so that's him out. Philip Minnar. Oh, he's 1.5. He's 2 tenths down as he's coming through
exit,
Crocodiles.
Though. Look at that. Cheetah to fly through there, Philip. There you go. There you go.
Oh, he's close. You still with me, Nick?
Yeah, still with you. Just a little bit of a blip on my side.
Yep, okay, got you. Oh, he's didn't make it. Right,
No,
so
didn't
there we
make
go, sir. We are done and dusted as far as quali goes. It's Nell from Pretorius, from Skuman, from Rensburg, and Philip Minnar rounds out your top 5. And gee whiz, so we covered everything in quali and the new car for next season. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good season, but we have our season finale now. This is gonna be epic. This is
Indeed.
gonna be epic. I'm looking forward to what these guys can do. Mr. Nell right at the front. What can we say about that? A 27.8. That is unbelievable pace. Like
Yeah.
really, that is incredible. No wonder he spent half the pits in the half the qualifying in the pits. He just knew no one was going to be able to touch him on that.
He
That
seems
is
to
epic.
he seems to have a good grasp on the setup and how to drive these cars and everything related to them. He's been super quick all season.
Yeah, without a doubt, this man needs a new challenge. So next season,
Yeah.
RSS Supreme, let's go. See what he can do in those. But I'm very, very keen to see what this race is going to be like. And of course, we've got Gerrit Pretorius.
Yep.
We've got Marius Skuman. We've got Philip Minnar. We've got everybody looking like they are up for a second position in the championship, no doubt.
Yo. Look at that grid. The first 2 rows all taken up by Sim Race Extreme.
Yeah, they've dominated GP,
have.
haven't they?
They have. But I tell you what, who's it? Philip Minnar, Flying Gypsies. He's been flying that flag all on his own, and he's done very well for a couple of the races this season.
Done exceptionally well. Done exceptionally well. I'm just looking at my Assetto Corsa remote, and I'm not sure that I believe it, because I see Marius Schoeman's on the soft tires.
I see that too. Right, we got lights, Nick.
Here we go. Time for racing, chaps.
6 lights out, and we go.
Drop the clutch. That's it. We're off. Everybody looks like they have got away cleanly.
Ish. Here we go. Down into Crowthorne. Flat sticks, all 4. The whole field, at least.
Oh my goodness, they're trying to go 4 wide through there. That's
oh
not
my
good.
word!
Chaps, careful, careful.
That's Gerard Pretorius, who we had the camera on. He has gone round the outside and gone into pole, into first place.
That is an incredible move there. That is an absolutely incredible move. Of course, him and Nell are not teammates. I think Nell and... Oh, who is it?
Schoeman. Marius.
Is it Marius?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I'll have to check. But I think Sven Rensburg actually might be teammates with Nell, so it's unlikely to be team orders, letting Pretorius through to have a chance on second position in the Drivers' Championship. But I also see Brian Thompson, a man we haven't spoken about.
Yep.
Byron, sorry, I can't read tonight.
He has gone right past Philip Minnar.
Yeah, a fantastic start from Byron. Exceptionally well done. Let's see how he manages to consolidate now. Philip Minnar, no slouch, and all over the back of him as they come down the mine shaft. And here we go. Are they going to be able to... No, Philip closes the door on his... They all do, actually, on the DRS when following down the mine shaft.
Adrian Null, I just grabbed him on the camera. He's caught a huge tank slapper coming out of Crocodile. Sorry, Nick. He's caught it, but he's dropped back to third. The biggest loser on that opening stint was young Joshua van Rensburg, who is driving back from 10th. He was on the second row, so I think he had a drama at Crowthorne, and that put pay to his challenge, but we'll see him come back up the field. So Adrian Null down to third, but did you say it doesn't really matter where he finishes? He has still won the series.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Sas van der Veste is making a big mistake on through the Yuxke sweep, or coming into the Yuxke sweep, all the way down to the bottom of the field, unfortunately. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter where Adrian Nell comes in. That's why I was thinking immediately team orders. I wondered if he was trying to get a couple of his teammates up to have a go at second position in the championship. But I really would have thought Joshua van Rensburg was the man he was going to try and give a helping hand to, given that he is his teammate for SRE Burnout. So Adrian Nell and Joshua van Rensburg partnering there.
We're on camera with van Rensburg, Joshua, and he's going side by side with Ronald Charles. They side by side through the Essies up to Leerkop.
My goodness.
And he's gone through. So van Rensburg goes up into 8th, and Corne Breet, and Wheeler goes back 2 positions with all of that change happening.
Rensburg really not mucking about. Hey?
No.
I see Brett and Wheeler, as you say, change positions as well. They're all over each other, these chaps.
It is. Oh, little bit of a lock-up. Going to Philip Minnar in 5th place. Oh, he's under huge amount of pressure. He's, in fact, looking
to take Byron Thompson. I mean, he's got a good draft. Here we go. Let's see what it'll give him. Doesn't seem to be giving him much, eh? The draft really not doing too much. Of course, both with DRS open, they can have that.
Hard on the brakes into Crowthorne. Looks good and clean.
Yeah, really nice.
Byron Thompson doing well there.
Yeah, very, very well. Braking a bit later there was Philip Minnar. Ran it through Barbecue. Now up we go to Sunset, one of my favourite corners on this track, especially in these cars. Really flying through. You got to make sure you slam that DRS shut before entering.
I was looking at that. I saw both of the wings close just before they got into the corner, because I thought there's no way you're going to go through Sunset with DRS open.
No, and that's a specific button press as well. It's not a
okay.
Because if you hit the brakes, obviously it does close, but no braking for that corner. You don't need to brake. So
no. Yep.
Yeah, you got to make sure to manually close the DRS. Easy to get that wrong. Through Leo Cop, you see again, Philip Minard does seem to prefer a more narrow line in general coming out the corners, making the track a bit shorter, whereas Byron seems to like to carry a little bit more speed, but he then goes wider on exit of some corners.
Got you. Right, I'm going to just drop back down to 11th. This is Peter van Rensburg. He's locking up as he comes into Crocodiles, but he was right behind Wheelie. He's dropped off now, but that's allowed Rob van der Heever to close in on the back of him. Also from SimRace Extreme.
Van Rensburg is now closing in quickly on the back of Ronald Childs. A 31.2 for Childs, a 29.5 for Van Rensburg. So I expect Van Rensburg to be making a move or looking to, especially as Childs seems to be closing in on, is that Bradley Taylor?
That's Bradley Taylor just up ahead, the two white cars, correct.
Yeah, so this is going to get very tasty.
Oh, here
quickly.
It comes.
Yeah. You see how Childs ran wide on the exit. I did warn in on the track map there when we were talking in qualifying.
Look at this. Oh, right outside.
There's a touch. Yeah, that was incredible.
Josh is doing well. He's driving really sensibly, but...
how they got away with that, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm amazed he didn't get flicked up in the air. But anyway, he's fallen back in line behind him, and through the S's they go. Now hammering up the hill towards Leeuwkop. Joshua seriously wants to get by as quick as he can, Nick.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's got much more pace than Ronald Childs at the moment. So we'll see if he can make that count. I see, who's that? We've got three here. Van Rensburg, Van der Heever. They're all going absolutely bonkers down the mineshaft. Oh, and Van der Heever puts it into the...
just got him.
Into the wall. Unfortunately, that's a shame. Does get going again.
Yep. Pulls in line just behind Bjorn Buchner.
Van Rensburg. So Charles has managed to keep Van Rensburg behind him for an entire lap.
He has.
Given the pace difference, I was very, very surprised that was going to happen. But here we go again.
Yep. I see. Sorry, Nick.
I was going to say, it looks like with DRS open on for everyone down the main straight there.
They even.
Just looks like it evens out, even though you can get a tow. Just doesn't seem to help.
I see Sharon Skuman saying there are no team orders for SRE tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that puts a cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, especially as for SRE. Hang on, give me 1 second. SRE Camber. SRE Apex, Marius Skuman and Gerard Pretorius, both fighting for second position overall in the drivers' championship, but in the teams' championship, both of those drivers have had a drop round already.
Okay. So this has to count.
I mean, they will. Yeah, this has to count, and
Got
they
you.
will probably jump up in the teams' standings. So it's very possible that they could end up taking second in the team standing as well, should both of them have a good result tonight.
I'm on board with Van Rensburg, Peter Van Rensburg. He's taking complete opposite lines to Ben Wheeler, who's up ahead of him, and he's right under his wing as they come through the bottom of the mine shaft into Crocodiles. And Van Rensburg locks up, but this is his quickest lap. As you can see, he's up on his delta, so he's getting quicker. But
we've got Van Rensburg on Childs. Van Rensburg, I think, is the closest he's ever been down the main straight.
Right, we're with him now.
I don't know he's going to be able to make it stick, though. Look at that. I mean, he was literally 0.3 behind coming out, and I can see him visibly taking lines that will give him better exits to try and get that run on Childs, and he's really struggling.
No, it's a couple of quali laps required here for him to actually close right up and to stay there. So, look, make no mistake, he's certainly trying. He's driving the wheels off this car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Van der Heever's in the pits. So Rob van der Heever from 16th, he comes into the pits. So just a fast update for everybody out there. The entire field is on mediums except for Marius Skuman, who is on softs, and Ben Wheeler and Sean Vaveje, who are on hards. Everyone else is mediums.
So I wonder if the hard tire runners are going to try and go
longer
the whole race,
or
longer. They must be going longer, but the whole race, I don't know that that'll be possible. This track is too flat out. I don't think the fuel would last. There's not enough sort of lifting and coasting.
Right.
I do see Adrian Nel is now all over the back of Marius Skuman.
Yep, we're on him now. as they come through over the start-finish line. They're all starting lap number 7.
And Gerard Pretorius, sorry, has just set the fastest lap of the race, 1:28.756. But Adrian Nel behind Skuman was a 1:28.8, so he was barely a tenth slower than Pretorius, our race leader.
Yeah, I think Nell's settled in. He's put the dramas here.
Ooh, hang on. Who's that? I think that's Pretorius. Pretorius has made a mistake. Pretorius made a mistake up ahead, and Skuman has gone through for the lead of the race, ladies and gentlemen. We have had a lead change, and Adrian Nel is all over the back. This is first, second, and third, separated by less than a second right here.
Where did it happen? I didn't see it. Must have been before sunset.
Yes, it was coming out of barbecue. Pretorius just got the car all ends up wrong, and ended up skidding off to the side of the track, and that just lost him the 2 seconds gap that was between him and Skuman.
Gotcha.
So Skuman's leading on soft tires. That's what we're saying.
Marius Skuman on softs is at the he's leading this race right now. But
that is incredible.
Nick, I've seen him do it a few times this season where he's been on soft. So he seems to be able to... He's either gambling or he can manage them properly, yeah.
He must be managing them nicely. So what you can do with these Formula 3 cars is you can pump the tires much harder.
Okay.
So the game will actually tell you that you have incorrect tire pressures. They are too hard. And in Assetto Corsa, that is a big no-no. 99% of the time, you want your tire pressures correct, even if it means you overheat the tires a bit.
Yeah.
But this is the 1%, right? So these cars, you want tire temperature over tire pressure. So you can overpressure the tires to keep the temperature range, or help keep the temperature range in the right window. In the right window, yeah.
Okay,
so possibly that's what Skuman is doing, but why he's doing it, Pretorius and Nel or not, I would love to know. Maybe he just manages tires better.
Joshua van Rensburg has in fact gone past Bradley Taylor, so he's up into 7th and right behind Ronald Childs. So he's aiming to get back into the top 5. Make no mistake.
I see Nel has just dropped off a little bit from this chasing this pack. Sorry, I'm still sticking with the lead.
That's
group.
fine. Just joining you here. Hilton's Gaming, how's it on YouTube? He's saying, has Sass got damage? I would have to say yes. He kind of hammered the barriers just after Crowthorne through barbecue, and got kind of stuck on the curbing, and he was a good 10 to 15 seconds behind the field when he did get going. So
yeah, he'll have damage, but it won't be catastrophic. So that's why you haven't seen him come into the pits. He'll definitely repair it when he does.
Yep.
But these cars surprisingly are quite resilient to damage, as long as you're not. I mean, Sass did hit the barrier, and obviously in real life that would have taken his.
Ben Wheeler, Peter van Rensburg and Ben Wheeler. I'll bring up a replay of that. As I saw their deltas close and jumped to them as they came into crocodiles. I'm going to put that up live now, the replay. So just watching these guys over the main straight, and then I switch to here they come into crocodiles. He turns in and drives into the side of the car of Peter van Rensburg, and off they go.
I've got Van Rensburg trying to go around the outside of Childs through Sunset. That was an incredibly brave move. It didn't turn out, but through Clubhouse, Childs gets it wrong. The pressure has finally caused Childs to crack. Okay. And Van Rensburg is away through the S's now and looking to try charge down who's the Byron Thompson.
Yeah.
So fantastic from Mr. Van Rensburg. Really good pressure, excellent driving. I cannot believe he tried to go around the outside of Sunset. That was properly brave. But yeah, good move from him in the end. Pressure paid off, and he's up into 6th place.
There's something wrong with that timing system, because no, there's not. What is actually happening here? Marius Skuman is up the road by 5 seconds. So Gerard Pretorius and Adrian Nel have had a drama somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's because literally that just happened.
Exactly.
Just happened.
They were nose to tail. Marius Skuman is like through barbecue Yuxke on his way to Sunset, and Gerard Pretorius is just coming into Yuxke now. So
I think Nell made a move on Pretorius, or Pretorius got something wrong and compromised Nell. Because look how close Philip Minnaar is.
Minnaar's right there.
Yeah, he was not nowhere to be seen, but there was a good gap. There was sort of 3-4 second gap.
I think you're right. I think a move happened, and whoever, there must have been a bit of contact, and the other driver slowed down just to sort it all out, and that's given the 6-second gap to Marius. So on his soft, he is 6.1 seconds up the road, and
though, look at that.
I know.
If you look at that delta, Marius is just pulling time out for fun at the moment. This is incredible.
Oh, Null is close. Watch this down the mine shaft.
This will be brave. They can't possibly keep the DRS open through here. Ooh,
he did drop it.
You see that twitch?
I did.
But of course, Pretorius ahead doesn't have to, because he's not being affected by the dirty air. So, big advantage at the moment to Pretorius to keep Nell behind him.
And meantime, Philip Minnaar just comes closer and closer. So these guys fighting, that's bringing Philip Minnaar into the picture.
Yeah, definitely. And you can Philip can definitely sense there's there's some places to be made here.
Yeah,
definitely are. In fact, Minnaar was quicker than both of these two guys squabbling up front that last lap.
Ooh, another little squirrely moment there for Mr. Nell.
Interesting, Van Rensburg, now that he got released into some clean air in 6th place, just set the fastest lap of the race and is honing in on Brian Thompson. Like, cannot believe it's already under a second, that gap. This is incredible.
At the end of the main straight, he just zoned right into the back. He can brake so much later. He has so much confidence in this car setup.
Yeah, he's really doing fantastically well.
This position will be done before they get back to the start-finish line, Nick. It's probably going to be done by Leeuwkop or Crocodiles.
Well, we saw him struggle behind Childs, so it's one thing catching, it's clearly another thing passing, and I mean, he is so much quicker, but still, it's just so difficult to get to find a proper place for a move.
We'll see now, heading down the mine shaft, and he's going to climb on the loud pedal, and he's right under the wing. They're both open DRS right now.
Yeah, he won't be able to keep it open through here, will he? Will he?
Ooh,
no, he's closed.
He closed it, but he's on the
hang
inside.
On, he's diving. Is he diving? No, not quite. Oh, Crocodiles, that was going to be very brave, especially with the DRS like it is. Wow, it's really added an element to this race.
Good race we're watching here. So, 28 minutes and 20 seconds left, and he gets an awesome drive out of...
Yeah, that's a great drive. Surely
Ingwe.
Now, surely. Yep. Less than 2/10. This must be in the slipstream.
Into Crocodiles. Here we... Crowthorne.
He's got to make it stick now.
He is.
Here we
He's
go.
out.
No, he's braked early.
Jeez, I tell you, Byron Thompson is driving also the wheels of that car.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure bringing out the best in Byron Thompson at the moment. Really driving an excellent defensive
100%.
line. But here through barbecue, he's made a mistake. Went in a bit early. That's allowed.
Round the outside.
Van Rensburg around the outside of Sunset. Look at that. That is a move. That is a move.
That was mega.
My goodness.
Yeah. The man's is a brave man, and full, complete trust in your other driver and the position on the track.
Incredible, really incredible. And we've got now Adrian Nel all over the back wing of Gerard Pretorius. Less than 2/10 as they come down the mine shaft. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to close the wing? He kept it open.
They both
Adrian Nel's kept it open to give himself the chance into Crocodiles. Look at that move. They're still side by side. Coming up to Cheetah. Not a chance, says Mr. Pretorius. I'll have that position back. Thank you very much. They both run wide. Cut the grass a little bit. Slows them down and allows Philip Minnaar to be all over the back of them. And now these guys are absolutely separated by a piece of A4 paper between them.
That was a door slam of note by Gerard Pretorius. But yeah, they are again.
He's having none of it. Here we go. Surely this is done and dusted.
Look at
surely.
And Philip.
You'll have the inside for barbecue.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Great move there by Adrian Nel. Knew exactly what he was doing. Had the door slammed on in through mineshaft with that exceptionally brave move with the DRS wide open following someone. I cannot believe that.
Indeed.
That somehow stuck, but it did. And now Gerard Pretorius has got Philip Minnaar for some pretty serious company.
Yeah, Philip Minnaar's all over him as we see Cornebriet, the first man into the pits. Sus also busy with his drive back, and he's just gone past Sean Vaveje through Ingwe onto the start-finish straight.
And Mr. Stewart as well, I think. Could have been a pit stop though that caused that. But yeah, Sas van der West is now up into 10th.
Byron Wheeler also
John
in the
Stewart.
pits. Right, so 2 people in the pits and getting it. Yeah, we're kind of mid-distance, so we should see the pit lane light up. But Sus busy with driving back. He is into 10th, and he's got a bit of ways to go to find Bjorn Buchner up the road ahead of him. I'm going back to Minnow and Pretorius. It's happening. We got a pit. Okay, Pretorius into the pits. So Philip Minnow inherits third, and on he goes. Gerard Pretorius, the first of the lead bunch, top 5 cars to pit, so he's going to look at trying to come out in some clean air and make it work for him. And he's rolling, and out he comes. He comes out in 7th place, Nick.
Yeah, so about where I'd expected. So I'm excluding Joshua van Rensburg and Corne Breed at the moment.
Right.
Just because Joshua's on his recovery drive. Of course, I'm being very unfair to Mr. Pretorius right now because he has taken his pit and no one else has. But if I'm reading this correct, the way things stand at the moment, just looking for who's going to be second in the championship. Looks like Marius Skuman is going to be second in the championship as things stand because he is leading the race. That is giving him a huge boost. Followed by, so of course Adrian Nel up out front, then Marius Skuman, followed by, hang on, looks to be Philip Minnaar at the moment, but Van Rensburg and Corne Breed can throw many spanners into those works as we watch the race unfold, although I do see Corne Breed all the way down in 16th in the pits right now, so Corne having a bit of an unfortunate race, but yeah, looking forward to how this plays out still.
Indeed. Lots still to happen. A lot of
fastest lap there, Adrianel 28.5, not the 27.8 we saw in qualifying from him, but he's certainly starting to put the pressure onto Marius Skuman, who's on those soft tires still.
They're going past one of their teammates who seems to have just come out the pits, and that could have put a little bit of a damper on their pace. Oh dear. And oh wow, that was close. Null almost into the back of somebody. Who is this? Okay, Marius is up the road, so I think this is Peter van Rensburg. Yeah, it was Peter van Rensburg coming out the pits.
That would have been an awkward team talk at the end.
Yeah, Rob van der Heefer just ahead of him. So they're having a good ding-dong. 14th and 15th place, respectively. And in amongst all of them, I think is Philip Minnaar. It is. So third place, Philip Minnaar, trying to deal with the traffic. He goes around the outside up into Leeuwkop. And goes past and carries.
So Philip Minnaar has kind of been battling on his own for was it Flying Gypsies, and I think it's Flying Gypsies.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, not entirely on his own. He has had Corne Breed for company, but Philip has been a little bit of an outstanding driver for them. And when you've got so many of your teammates around to help you out, it certainly does help. And when you're a bit of a lone driver, Marius Skuman into the pits, finally.
I'm going to watch Gerard Pretorius, who comes now into Crocodiles. So we'll see what the gap is here, if you can watch Marius. Gerard Pretorius now coming to Ingwe. Hammers through there.
Skuman is moving again.
Okay, it's coming.
He's out the pits.
Right, and Gerard Pretorius onto the main straight. So that gap's going to still be about 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, he's well ahead at the moment, and of course Philip Minnaar and Adrian Nel still to make their pit stop. Thompson, I think, as well. Taylor, they also haven't quite made their stops.
All right, good. So Marius Skuman,
20 minutes left,
essentially, and he's back out on softs, by the way. So nothing wrong with that strat, because he
clearly not. It's working for him, isn't it?
Exactly.
I expected nothing less. I mean, he'd gone more than half distance on a set of softs, so why would you not then chuck another set of softs on and
100%.
Clearly able to manage it?
Right, Saskia in 11th, and still trying to close in on the back of Bjorn Buchner, who is the man he's racing. Jude Stewart is up ahead of him by a little ways. Peter Van Rensburg.
I'm going to keep an eye on lap times now.
All right.
Just to see. Okay, so Adrian Nel has come into the pits. Oh, God. That was close. That was close. He almost smacked the wall a number of times, but he did get the car slowed down.
Right, Philip
Don't need
Minnaar.
those tyres anymore. Philip Minnaar inherits the lead. Stops on his blocks. Doesn't look to have made any mistakes. Thompson in the pits as well. Skuman goes across the line, keeps that lead, and Nell is out. So the gap to them, between them, when they started the pit stop phase was about 5.8 seconds, if I remember correctly. So we'll see what has shaken out that tree by the time this is all played out, and it looks like Nell has come out with a back marker in front of him. Or was that Taylor?
It's Bradley Taylor in the white car.
Bradley Taylor, right. So this is for position. This is not a back marker situation whatsoever. So if Nell wants to make any inroads on Skuman, he's going to have to
get past you.
Going to have to get past you. Exactly.
Yeah, Bradley Taylor almost wide. He had to lift there, and here comes, he's right here. Nell is right under his wing into clubhouse, and onwards they go through into the Essies. Buchner and Stewart into the pits as well, so just keeping you updated on what's going on there. Adolf van Rensburg on the YouTube is deleting comments. What is going on? Joshua van Rensburg in 7th at the moment, but there's a couple of cars up ahead of him that still have to pit. So
Philip Minnaar's in the pits. Philip Minnaar's in the pits, but he pulled out like half a second in this on his in lap over Skuman.
Null is right here with Taylor now. Taylor comes in, so here we go. Null goes through. Minnaar still in the pit.
Yeah, he's moving again, but I think he's just not made up enough, not by a long way. So Skuman looking pretty. Looks like he's got a back marker in front of him at the moment. And the gap is now 6.6 seconds between Skuman and Nell. So Skuman has gained by about a second through that pit stop phase. And of course, we've only got 18 minutes left of this race now.
Got you.
Whether or not Nell's going to be able to chase that down, and it's going to be very... just absolutely brilliant the whole race. So very consistent, very smooth.
Adele van Rensburg apologizing. Don't apologize. You're most welcome. You can... You're entitled to say what you want there, but our bots might censor you, but it's all good. As you shout for Peter. But yeah, we see youngster Joshua, and he has Philip Minnaar in his sights. He's only 1.7 seconds off the back of him. So Philip Joshua nicely back up into 5th place after a dramatic first lap. And he sliced through the field like a knife through hot butter.
Philip's actually gone down to 4th. Was he 4th coming into the pit stop phase? I think he may have been.
No, he was racing.
For some reason I thought he was in the podium. Oh no, it was because of the early pit stop of Gerard Pretorius.
That's it. He was racing on the back of Gerard at that time, if you remember. So Marius's gap at 5.5 seconds, which is kind of what it was. So it's pretty much up to Marius to lose this race if you play your cards on the table now. This is 17.5 minutes to go, and that was the gap before the pit stops had played out. So Nell's got to just drive the best couple of laps that he can do right now, and see what damage limitation he can manage here.
So I know there's no team orders at SRE, but I fail to believe that if you're Nell, you're not gonna give Skuman this win, even if you are quicker. Like, he's gonna chase him down for sure, definitely. But why would you not give Skuman the lead and then
Rob
give him to cement second?
He is a mobile chicane for SRE. He's now in the middle of the Essies as Philip Minnaar arrives. And everyone's going wide through the bottom of the Essies because of his slow pace. One of his teammates just went into the barriers. Oh, who was that? Who's crashed?
Oh, Philip Minnaar got very sideways through Leeuwkop, and that's allowed...
Josh is through.
Van Rensburg through. Fantastic move, opportunistic move from Van Rensburg.
I'll tell you... There could be something said about that, because that other SRE car was crawling. Oh, and there's a white car turned around at Crocodiles. I think that's Sean Verbeje.
Right, I'm busy just finishing some more calculations, seeing where we lie. Oh my goodness. You're not going to believe this, Alan.
Tyre?
So, first, obviously, Adrianel currently.
Right.
Second, Marius Skuman by a fair margin.
Okay.
But we have for
Third,
third position
yes.
tied Philip
Philip
Minnar,
Minnar.
Gerard Pretorius, and Joshua van Rensburg.
And they third, fourth, and fifth on the track.
Yeah.
Well,
As it is, they are
gee whiz.
tied for third place in the championship.
The Philip
Can you
Minnars,
believe it?
that's insane.
After 6 races, and they're all tied identically on 475 points.
Right, Philip Minnars charging. He's trying to close back up on the back. And he runs wide. Just catches that, brings it back in line. Yeah, I think something will have to be checked there by our race stewards after the race, because I'm guaranteed there was an issue with that orange car.
Yeah, just remember that, of course, any numbers that I'm reading out are, number one, calculated by me, and I am probably the least reliable person to do that, but also, number two, are pre any penalties.
Agreed. So, yeah, don't take anything we are saying as black and white. Just take it with a pinch of salt. It's our best efforts here as live casting and commentary and score timing, scorekeeping, but it'll all spin out over the course of the next couple of days, and it'll be announced on the Discord channel, I'm sure.
Adrianel once again sets the fastest lap of the race. Another 28.5, so he's only chipping away in the 28.5s, but he's going very, very quickly at the moment. He's got that gap down to 2.7 seconds, which of course it was 6.8 after the pit stop phase. So he is putting the screws down on Marius Skuman right now.
In fact, you can see him now as we see down the back straight towards sunset, and Marius can also see him in his mirrors, so he's going to know that, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because Null's won, so, and Marius has got second place, or if Marius drops to second in the race, will that affect the championship, Nick?
I don't, let me just check, but I don't think so, actually. No, it won't. It won't affect the championship result at the moment.
This is just going to be for pride and for bragging rights, I reckon.
Yes, but of course, if for some reason those two tangle while battling, and particularly if Skuman gets taken off, that would have a drastic effect on the championship.
Philip Minnar half a second off the back of Joshua van Rensburg as they come through Leeuwkop down the mine shaft. And Sass doing a good drive back already into 9th place now after all the pit stops have played out. So back up into the top 10. Our fellow commentator, and doing well for NSRR.
Those not so independent racing boys, they do seem to be over there. There you go, I don't know again, 28.515.
Yeah.
Loves to play in the 28.5s.
Wow.
I mean, that is a brilliant time to be.
1.3, 1.4 second gap at the moment.
Yeah, Philip Minnar was half a second quicker than Van Rensburg that last lap, so starting to find some form again is Philip Minnar.
Yeah.
Of course, if he makes this pass on Van Rensburg, that is for third place in the championship currently. So it's all to play for here.
Yeah, this is... Oh, and Joshua got a tank slapper there coming out of Yukskay Barbecue. And Philip
Van Rensburg go around the outside.
Into sunset they come.
Has a think about it, does old Philip, but no, not quite.
Completely committed though. He's driving flat out.
Yeah, you can see those DRS flaps flicking open at every chance they get. These guys are eking absolutely everything they can out of these cars. They're not going to be used after the race today. They will be consigned to a museum somewhere, so the guys can throw everything at it now.
Joshua also doing well to sustain the ongoing pressure that Philip's bringing. There is just under 12 minutes left now, so we're getting to the important part of this race. Oh, and Philip gets a great drive out of Crocodiles, and a super great drive. They come through that little right-hander, and he's right here now. He's right with Van Rensburg.
This is where you need a good drive.
Yes.
This is where you need a good drive, and I think he's got it as well. I think he's got a great drive. 3/10, 2/10. Is he going to be able to make a move? Doesn't look like it.
No.
That's incredible, Alan. I really would have thought they would have afforded the opportunity. Van Rensburg goes very defensive through Crowthorne, up through the Yukskay sweep. You can see that Philip almost has to dive out the way to avoid hitting the rear wing of Van Rensburg. Gliding a little bit through Barbecue. Opening the DRS a little bit later, it was Philip. He's weaving around all over the place, looking for an opportunity, saying, this position, it's mine. It's mine. I want that place. I want that third position in the championship. Of course, whether or not he's got the same calculations I have in my head while he's doing all of this is very unlikely, but it's all about the positions.
And just up
Everyone's
ahead of
fighting for
them,
everything.
what is going on just up? It's Hera Pretorius, who's going past another one of the other Flying Gypsies cars, I think. That's a lap car that he's just gone past. Right, back to Philip.
Yeah, closest battle on track at the moment.
Indeed.
Is
And the
certainly
most
this.
important for the championship as well.
Yeah.
Right, 10
Yeah,
and a half
absolutely.
minutes.
Yeah, just 10 minutes to go. This 45-minute race has absolutely flown by. Remember, if you like what you see here today, if you've enjoyed watching this, if you think, hey, you know what? This sounds like a lot of fun, then come join us at SimRace SA. Pop over to simracesa.co.za. You can fill out a little application form, although we are at the end of the season, so maybe hang on for next season, but jump into our Discord for sure. Come and join us. There's a whole bunch of really lacquer oaks. And yeah, we'd love to see you on the grid next season. We have, of course, the Div2 race that's coming up on Wednesday.
Oh,
Philip
Philip.
Minnar very sideways
Yeah.
through barbecue there, and has dropped back to about 1.5 seconds on Pretoria. On Van Rensburg.
Indeed. Yeah, he was side by side with young Joshua as they came down into Crowthorne, but got all squirrely coming out of barbecue, and that's put paid to his challenge for now. Still 9 minutes left, so it's not over.
No, definitely not. See how easy it is to make a mistake. So yeah, still plenty to play for here.
And he's also now coming up to go past this other
I think that was Philip Minar's teammate.
Yes.
I think. Was that Breed? Corne Breed? No, it wasn't.
Not
Who was
Corne.
that?
I'm trying to find it. Not Rob. It's John Stewart.
John Stewart, yeah, who jumped out the way very nicely there.
Good man, John. Good man.
So the gap between Skuman and Nel has not stabilized, but it's certainly coming down at a slower rate than it was before.
Agreed.
You know, there's a bit of a tete-a-tete between these two right now. So these, you see that gap, it's gone up to 2.5 seconds now. So that really these guys seem to be just showing different strength tires and the mediums, and seeing how they play out.
Well, Marius has done really well with that soft strategy. He's managed them well, and he's shown everybody a clean pair of heels for the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Adrian's made a couple of mistakes, but
Yes.
hell, you got to be in it to win it, you know.
Joshua's got some struggling traffic. He goes
Hang
by.
on, why is Nel past Skuman? I'm seeing Nel past Skuman. What's happened?
It's
now
just
Skuman past
they're
Nel.
next to each other.
What on earth's gone on?
Up at
Skuman must
Leeuwkop.
have made a mistake.
Yeah.
And
Marius-
suddenly that is a change in position.
We've got the man, Daniel Haynes, asking what Scotch is going. Nick, what are you doing?
Daniel, I am actually taking a cue from your book in the 24, the Kyalami 9 hour. And
Yeah.
I'm actually not drinking any scotch right now. I'm actually, if truth must be known, I'm actually icing my my neck. I pulled something in it racing this weekend.
Oh
so
dear. All right.
I'm getting old, Alan. I'm getting old.
I hear you. Oh, we got Philip Minnar. He's had a moment. I've just caught the end of it, but he turned the car around coming out of Crocodiles, and he's got going as he comes onto the start-finish line. But that is the
Bradley.
end of that challenge.
Yeah, Bradley Taylor is quite far behind, so it's unlikely Philip's going to lose a place. But as you say, I mean, yeah, it's taken the pressure off Van Rensburg hugely. Adrianel is now driving away into the distance a little bit here,
Indeed.
into literally Sunset Corner. Ooh, Skuman, huge slide through Sunset. It's not quite Tokyo drift time just yet, Mr. Skuman. The race is not over yet, and if Hera Pretorius overtakes you, there is going to be changes in that championship.
They're having a bit of fun.
Yeah, nothing wrong.
6 minutes and some change left of this the final round, the 2021.2 F3 season here at SimRace South Africa. And as we announced at the beginning of the race, huge surprise, and the new series for 2022.1. So if you want to be part of this, head on over to www.simracesa.co.za. Sign up for the season next year. It's driven on a Assetto Corsa, and besides a couple of other series and classes that are raced, you should find something that'll tickle your fancy. But the new car looks like a pile of fun, and with PTP, is it PTP, push to pass?
Yeah, push to pass. It's going to be amazing. So no DRS, but push to pass, which I think is going to bring a huge amount of strategy into the actual racing itself. Not
and you have to you've got to harvest it, correct?
You don't actually have to harvest it, but you do have to wait 60 seconds before using it. So you can't just decide to use all 15 in one go. You can't eat all your sweeties immediately in one big mouthful.
Can. But I got you.
But yeah, it's gonna be absolutely epic. Part of the admin team, we're working pretty hard behind the scenes to try and get a really epic set of tracks for this car to come around. You'll see some new stuff. You'll see some tracks we've never raced at SimRace SA before.
Great stuff.
You'll see that in all the series. In fact, we've been working very hard on the Legends and the touring cars as well.
Minna, from all the way back, he's gone past Joshua van Rensburg. Joshua's had a moment somewhere.
That's a big moment.
A big moment.
How have I missed that?
Yeah, it was through the Essies. He's crawling as he comes through Leeuwkop. I just saw the Delta and the next thing a position change. So, sorry guys, we did miss that. But Philip Minnaar goes into fourth. That is a big change for the championship.
That is a massive change for the championship. That takes Philip to 94 points for this race. That takes Van Rensburg down to 93. And what that does is it means Philip Minnaar will finish currently in third with 476, Pretorius on 475, and Van Rensburg on 474. So that's a huge mistake for Van Rensburg. Unfortunately, swinging the championship heavily in the favor of Minnaar there.
And I tell you what, Philip was a good ways back. He had caused his own drama coming out of Crocodiles. So.
Yep.
Poor old Joshua must have had a massive moment. He must have turned the car around or got stuck in some sand trap, but it looked like it happened at the Essies because he came up to the top of Leeuwkop very slow.
I tell you what, sometimes it's when you're under the least amount of pressure that you make the biggest mistake.
Yeah, you kind of relax and let your guard down, and then bang, drama.
Yep. And suddenly it all kicks off, and it has all kicked off. Philip Minnaar now in fourth, that critical fourth position. And it looks to, although Pretorius, 1.5 seconds behind Marius Skuman.
Yeah.
Who's 1.3 seconds behind Nel. Are they lining up with 2.5 minutes left to go? Are they lining up for a
photo shoot?
Photo finish.
Exactly. This is going to be a big promo shot that they're going to work out here.
But hang on, if Pretorius overtakes Skuman, then Pretorius would end up third in the championship and Skuman would be second still. So if these guys are clever, they are going to be looking to get Gerard Pretorius ahead of Skuman. And that would put them first, second and third in the Drivers' Championship as opposed to first, second and fourth.
Right.
So...
Okay, well, they must be talking.
There could be something afoot here. You never know.
Sharon, let us know. What's going on? What can you hear? What are they saying?
Yeah, you got to put your eyes and ears into the world of SimRace Extreme. I know you said there's no team orders, but let's see now. There's championship positions genuinely on the line here.
Further back, had a good chuckle there at PWSL fan Sas van der Blit. Sas van der Blitz tonight. Sas van der Westhuizen coming back from the back of the grid up to 9th place. So a good ways off the back of Byron Thompson, but he's had a good drive back after a massive drama. Well, these guys are hard braking and smoking tires.
Sorry, Skuman has dropped back. He was 1.5 seconds. He's now 2.5 seconds behind Adrian Nel, and Pretorius is almost a second behind him. So
yeah, watching them now.
Things are tight with 1 minute to go. I think this is gonna be the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be the last lap of the season 2021.2 coming to a close in a little bit of a dramatic fashion. Are we gonna see a position swap?
Sharon's confirming, still no team orders, so...
Ooh, that is brave. That is brave.
Oh, there's a turnaround. Adrian Nels turned it round.
Oh, but that has changed everything. That's changed everything. Pretorius is definitely going to get third in the championship now.
So he had a turnaround out of barbecue. You saw it as we were watching Marius Skuman. He has now gone through, and Gerard Pretorius following suit, 1.4 seconds behind. Adrian Nel 3.7 further back. Doesn't affect his race too much, but it affects third place. This position for Marius, correct?
It definitely does. So what we now have is Adrianel top on 489, but Skuman very close actually on 486 as it stands, and Gerard Pretorius on 477 pre any penalties.
Well,
that get lodged. So this is a whole bunch of drama.
We'll be talking to Marius because here he comes.
Hang on, Van Rensburg. I miscalculated Van Rensburg.
Last corner. Here we go. He's coming over the start-finish line, and Marius van Rensburg is going to take the win for SimRace Extreme. It's done and dusted.
Fantastic! What a result. Well done, Marius.
Adrian Nel comes over in third. Here comes Philip Minoth through the final turn. He's going to come over in fourth. Let's watch the rest of the cars. Bradley Taylor coming through the mine shaft and into Crocodiles. Nico, you can maybe just monitor the off-air to talk to Marius if he arrives.
Yep, no problem. I've got that covered.
So Bradley Taylor through the kink and down to the last corner. And he comes over the start-finish line, and that's your top 5 with Joshua van Rensburg. I beg your pardon. No, we had a disconnect. So I think Joshua was in 5th or 6th.
Karen Skuman saying, great race, well done, hubby. I couldn't agree more. Had a great race there. That is fantastic. I have Mr. Marius Skuman in the off-air. Shall I bring him in?
Bring him in. Let's go to the...
Let's have a chat. There he is, the man himself, Marius. How on earth did you manage to pull that off?
A lot of luck.
You're the only man on softs. How did you keep those softs in such good condition?
Well, I tried not to spin or do anything silly on them, so it seemed to have been a good choice at the end.
It really did. I mean, SimRace Extreme has kind of dominated this this season of GP at SRSA, but you know, I assume you guys are working together fairly heavily with in conjunction with all your teammates. Why are you on the softs and no one else is?
Nick, I think it's confidence on them. Usually when we go the race pace, the guys are a bit skeptic, and they know they can't push that hard. But I try to go for consistency instead of fast laps all the time. So
interesting.
It's a bit of a risk, I know. It doesn't pay off very often, but yeah, tonight it seemed to have, because I really thought Adrian was going to take it. If not for that spin, he would have.
Yeah, it changed the face of the championship right at the very end. That's literally the last lap of the race, and it changed the whole face of the championship. I mean, obviously Adrian had wrapped it up, but you've now come home in an emphatic second for the championship, assuming pre-penalties, assuming nothing happens. But it with Adrian's spin, it meant that Gerard Pretorius got up into second position, I should say, and has now taken, from my calculations, has taken third in the championship. So
yes. So SRE 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
The plan was to get Joshua home in front of Philip, but unfortunately he put one lap less fuel in than was needed.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's one of those things we learn. Hopefully the rookies learned, but I'm very proud of the team. We pulled 2 guys from the Div 2 midfield up to the midfield in Div 1, which is definitely a very good accomplishment, I would say.
Yeah, that's a fantastic improvement.
It's a great effort
to the whole team. That's amazing.
I'm very proud of them. And thanks for all the supporters. I know my wife's sitting right behind me, and she's been here the whole season rooting for us. So for her and the sponsors, everybody, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we've been seeing her shouting your praises in the chat. It's been phenomenal to have everybody supported so well in this season. And what are you thinking for next season? I assume you guys are going to be back in full force in the new car.
Well, yes, definitely. We've tried it out a bit, tested it. We're quite happy. It's a little step up from this one. So I'm actually very keen on seeing what we can accomplish next season with them.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, my personal view is that it's slightly easier to drive out the box than this Formula 3 car. Have you guys found the same?
Definitely. From what we've experienced with these F3 cars, is every single track you need to basically start your whole setup from scratch.
Yes.
You've got your base settings, but every track is different. So you first need to find the limits of the car before you can actually start finding the limits of the track. So it was quite challenging, especially for the newer sim racing guys in our team. But I must say they are very dedicated. We're always on. I don't think there's a day that they have missed practice or haven't been on for at least half an hour to an hour. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of them. And next season should be a lot easier, hopefully, with the new cars, because they're not so setup dependent, if I can put it that way.
Yeah.
For example, this afternoon I did with the stock standard setup race fuel, I managed about 2.5 seconds quicker laps than with the F3 cars. That's not saying much, because those cars are definitely a lot easier to drive. So yeah, next season is going to be an interesting one.
So Marius, are you saying that that car and the series will also help newcomers to up their game a little bit, because it's not going to be that difficult for them to set the car up properly?
Definitely. I think that's going to be a lot easier to drive for the rookies and the newcomers.
That's good news.
Yeah, that is great news, and that's certainly one of the things we were aiming for, and I hope it also produces some exceptionally close racing.
Oh, I predict it will, definitely.
Marius, thanks for coming in and chatting, and congrats to you and the rest of the Orange team, and well done, guys and girls.
Thanks very much, and thanks for the season, guys. It was a very fun-filled season, for sure.
Awesome.
Legend. Thanks, Marius.
Cheers. So there we go, Nick. That was a great result. Obviously, it's still pending stewards' decisions and investigations, but done and dusted for 2021. That's the end of this legendary little car, and its big brother is going to be out on the tracks in full force in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not done for the year, though, Alan. We've got a couple more races to go.
Indeed.
So we do have the touring cars have, of course, finished last week, but we have the GT, the big guys, the ACC guys. They are coming up for the last race at Spa, and it is going to be cold. It is going to be absolutely freezing. If you check the weather report for Spa in real life right now, you will see it is snowing for days there.
Wow.
Of course, we can't set snow in ACC, so just expect it to be super duper cold come next week, Monday, and then we will round the year off for official Championship League racing the Monday after that with the Legends. We will end with the Tiny Minis.
Yep.
There's still lots to be played for in that championship as well. I think even I'm in the
That's
running
it.
for a championship win there, so goodness who knows what will happen in the minis to end things off, but it's going to be phenomenal racing from here until the middle of December.
Exactly. So I'll be racing in the GT3 next week, but that's Monday the 13th that Nick's mentioning. It is the final round of the Sim Race Legend Series, the Mini Coopers, and that I think is Brands Hatch.
Yes, Brands
right.
Hatch Indy.
Brands Hatch Indy, which should provide a heap of fun to watch, and you guys are going to have an awesome race there for Team Grumpy Monkey.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be phenomenal. We can't wait, and we can't wait to catch you there as well.
Awesome. Nick, thanks very much for your time, and thanks for joining me. It was great to have you. I haven't spent some time with you because you've been out racing and here and then travels and holidays, but thank you for coming in and joining me on this one, and thanks to everybody for joining us on the YouTube channels. It's been awesome having you with us, and we hope you enjoyed the stream. So from me, I'm going to say thanks and goodbye. Nick?
Thanks, everyone. Ciao, ciao.
Cheers. Take care.